My name is Courtney Handeland. I am the wellness practitioner and health coach here at the Waukesha Employee Health and Wellness Center. And today I'm going to lead you through a meditative painting exercise. So if you don't already have your materials, what you are going to need is paper and some paint. Probably washable paint might be better. And then something to put the paint on, like your palette. And I've honestly found that just a piece of cardboard works really well. You won't need a ton of paint. We're just doing finger painting. And you don't need a ton of colors either. Just 1 to 2 colors is fine. If you want more though, feel free to go for that. If you are not sure what color to pick, then I will do a little meditation at the beginning here that might help inspire you with what color that you want to choose. So here's an example of what I had created, kind of what we're going to be doing today. It's called a word mandala. But yours doesn't have to look exactly like that by any means. So feel free to create whatever makes sense for you as you're listening to the meditation. Also, make sure that you are thinking about the physical experience and the sensations and like I said, the experience really more so than what the end product is. Put that judgment aside. This doesn't need to be a perfect artistic creation that you frame and hang on your wall by any means. It's just creating a space for you to just relax and let go of the stress and kind of evoke that childlike wonder. So if you have your materials, then let's get started. If you need to gather your materials, then hit pause and I'll be here ready when you are ready to start. But let's go ahead and get into a comfortable position. This can be right where you're planning to paint, or if you want to go to a different spot for this beginning meditation, that's fine too. Go ahead and set your gaze down, or maybe close your eyes so you can really focus inward for a little bit here, the whole meditation, but especially right now. And just let your to-do list and your stressors for the day, just let those drift away for now. Let's begin by focusing on our breath, taking a nice slow breaths in and slowly pushing it out, long, deep and slow inhales and exhales. And notice how the breath flows in and out, just like waves on a beach. Nothing's right or wrong, it just is. And that's perfectly okay, the way that it is. And as you're breathing in and out, I'd like you to think about, what do you need today from this meditation? Or perhaps what is it that you're needing this week or this season? Maybe you need energy. Maybe you need something that's more calming, or something you needing some peace or some support. Bring to mind just a single word that represents the focus that you'd like to have for this meditation in particular. And as you think of that word, think of if there's a color that really represents this word for you today. Maybe it's bright, rich, or is it deep or warm? What do you need most from this word and this meditation right now? And when you're ready to bring painting into this meditation, allow yourself to slowly come back to this space. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Gently flutter your eyes open. If you did move away from your painting space, I invite you to go back there when you're ready to begin painting. And like I said, if you hadn't yet picked out the color you're going to use, go ahead and get that ready. You can hit pause if you need a moment here. Or also if you have just kind of a random variety of colors on your palette, think about what that color was, or the energy of that color that came to mind, and begin to blend some of those colors to get the effect you're looking for or you're needing. Once you're ready with all of that, dip your finger in the paint and begin to write the word somewhere towards the middle of your canvas. taking your time with each letter. And as you're writing each letter, think about, what does this word mean to you? What does this word bring up for you? How does it feel to slowly bring this word to life with the paint and your finger and the canvas? Like I said, take your time with this word, writing it. You might even find you want to dip your finger in paint again to fill in any gaps that we're missing. As you do so, make sure don't approach it with judgment. We're not fighting for perfection. We're just really spending some time with this word. And if you want a little bit more time here, feel free to hit pause again. If you're ready to move on, the next thing that we're going to do is start to build a border around the word. You're going to be using different shapes and lines, various flows of the paint to create that border. Maybe even thinking of shapes, patterns that represent the word for you. And with each layer, you're going to build upon that border. Don't worry about mistakes or perfection. No judgment here. And as you continue to build your your mantra, mandala, bring your attention back to the word. Is this word on your mind a lot? Did it surprise you when it came up? Does this word reflect something about you? Maybe something you want to obtain? Allow yourself to freely flow with the patterns that come to mind to create your borders. Maybe even playing with painting that word again, either in your border or taking a different color or different shade of that color to trace over the letters of your word. Again, the goal isn't the end product, rather the experience. Don't spend too much time thinking about what to do next. Just go with your initial thought. Filling the space around your word with abstract painting, movements or strokes, shapes. And if you find yourself distracted, coming back and really meditating on that word. If it's a word of something you're needing, think about, what are the barriers that have been in place that have prevented you from having that word really be living out as fully in your life as you would like? And when you identify those barriers, think about, is there any way that you can overcome or work around some of those barriers? Sometimes our barriers are really out of our control, but a lot of times there's at least something we can do, something that's within our control that we can change, even if it's just a mental, how you're perceiving a situation, how you're reacting to a situation. So think about, what do you have in your control that can help you overcome that barrier or work around that barrier so that you can have that word truly be reflective in your life. And think about too, as you're creating your border, is there another color or another shade that you want to add? Feel free to add that. Feel free to build this as big as you want, covering as much space as you want, or as little space as you want. When you're feeling like your word mantra, your word mandala, mantra mandala is coming to kind of the filling that it needs, and just take a couple deep breaths and maybe close your eyes again to ponder on that word and what steps you need to take to bring it more to filling the space that you want it to fill. If it's not already there, maybe set a little goal for yourself take action on something. Check in with yourself. I hope that you found this meditative painting exercise to be helpful. Know that you can come back to this recording whenever you want. If you don't have paints, you can always use markers or a pen to kind of recreate a similar experience here. And I hope that